Was that a debate or was that a debate? Oh my God. That was probably one of the best possible outcomes that I could have hoped for from last night's debate. So listen, after the last debate, not the two town halls that were competing against each other, but the last actual debate that we had, which was like a dumpster fire, to put it mildly. One of the things I said is that I did think that Trump won the last debate, but that the contrast between Trump and Biden in terms of Trump being so aggressive and Biden towards the end looking like a sad old man, it was too much. What happens when there's contrast? Our brain looks for contrasts and patterns, right? So if something is happening exactly like we would expect it to, it's the same pattern over and over and over again, it doesn't really stand out to us in any meaningful way. But when something contrast, when one thing looks really, really different from another thing, that sticks out to us much more overtly. And what I think happened in the first debate was that Trump was so aggressive and Biden looked like such a sad old man that the contrast was just too much, and it actually made Trump look like a bully, and it made people feel sorry for Biden. Now, at the end of the day, I think when people are voting for president, they want a strong leader. Even if it's just on a subconscious basis, they want someone that's going to be in control of that situation. And so ultimately, I gave the win to Trump after the last debate because I thought, if nothing else, he would appeal to people on a very subconscious level of wanting that strong, powerful person rather than the sad old man who looked like he was going to cry. However, last night was so much better. Dude, I keep telling you guys, everything happens for a reason, and you have to just trust that everything will turn out exactly like it should. So when they said that they were going to mute Trump's microphone, at first I was like, meh, that kind of sucks. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, that's going to give Biden a chance to ramble. Trump's not going to be able to interrupt him and stop him from shooting himself in the foot. And that is exactly what happened. Joe Biden in this debate had to talk much more than in the first debate, and you could see it wearing on him very, very early on. And Trump balanced this too by really reining it in. You could tell during parts of this debate, Trump was struggling to rein it in. He wanted to make a comment so badly, but he didn't. I mean, he got a little, he started letting loose a little bit in the back half of the debate, but for the first half of the debate, he was totally reined in. The facial expressions were on point, and I knew it was going to be a really, really good night for Trump early on. So I'm going to go through my tweets that I sent, just because honestly, these were my real-time reactions to the debate, and I just want to kind of remind myself of a couple of the most salient points that I think led this to be a massive, massive, massive victory for Donald Trump. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say, folks, I think Donald Trump won re-election last night. I do. There's no doubt in my mind at this point that Trump is going to win. I mean, I've been really nervous the past couple of weeks. I got to tell you, I've been really, really nervous, and I feel good now. I feel like the nerves have released. I can just relax. We still have a little over a week left to go. I'm still going to be out there doing walkaway rallies, doing everything I can to try to lead to the result that I want, but I feel so much more relaxed. Oh my God, thank you. Thank God Trump reined it in for one single night. So I tweeted this one, not even like 15 minutes into the debate. I said, this is going to be a good night for Trump. Biden will be doom and gloom and orange man bad and crazy in the second hour. Trump will look like a leader by comparison. Remember, we're always looking for contrast, okay? We're looking for contrast between the two. I think Trump showed up last night and was very presidential. He was much more of like the calm, like take if you can take Trump's personality out of it for a second, even just slap on even a generic CEO mask over him. Trump behaved like a leader last night. He behaved like a president last night. His answers were measured. He was talking about policy. He was talking about things that he had done. And Joe Biden instantly jumped in as orange man bad, orange man bad, orange man bad. Everything Trump does is bad. I am not Donald Trump. That means that I am good because everything Trump does is bad. And you knew this was going to happen really early on. It was almost like a surprise to everyone that Trump reined it in. It almost even felt like Biden's debate prep was specifically prep that was in response to the first debate, Trump in debate number one, aggressive Trump. And no one seemed to prepare for Trump being much more measured. Even Kristen Welker, who I actually have to give Kristen Welker credit. I do think she was biased. I do. Absolutely. I mean, she was just deflecting from the Biden question so much regarding Hunter Biden that I absolutely think she was biased. But I still have to give her props because I think that she did a really reasonably good job. I liked the follow-up questions she asked. I liked that she still interrupted Trump sometimes, but like she gave him time to say what he wanted to say. She always let him have his follow-up if he wanted to. So I have to give Kristen Welker props as well. But early on in the debate, guys, when they started talking about COVID really early on, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna hear the same questions over and over again. We're gonna get zero new information. Trump starts talking about the therapeutics being developed, and Kristen Welker's like, well, what companies are doing it? And it almost seemed to me like she was trying to trip him up. And then Trump answered it. He was like, well, this company's doing it, this company's doing it, this company's doing it. I mean, he gave like a perfect answer, and she almost was like taken aback, like, Trump answered me in a reasonable way. Okay. And from that point on, when she was doing that and Biden immediately started in on the orange man bad, orange man bad, orange man bad, I was like, this is going to be a perfect night for Trump. This is going to be an absolutely beautiful night. I also thought, and I think I was proved correct on this particular point, I also thought that Trump was going to that Biden was going to break down in the second half of the debate. And I thought it would happen around the mark where they were kind of rolling into the second hour because, the first hour was a really long time. I thought that it was going to happen around a little maybe over the halfway point. It ended up happening about 45 minutes in. And I thought that Biden, simply because, guys, Biden is not all there. We all know this. Biden was on some sort of medication for that debate. I'm going to bet. I mean, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm going to bet he was on some sort of medication. And it was going to wear off at some point, and he was going to start to fatigue, and it was going to start to go downhill. That actually ended up happening around the 45-minute mark. So I was dead on with that prediction. Let's keep going. Okay. So, and here, I said it right here, this around 9:46 last night, we're heading towards Biden's second hour crazy, 15 minutes early. I mean, it was pretty clear to me that that was exactly what was going to happen. Listen, that muted microphone was a gift. It was a gift. This is why, guys, we always need to look at things in life. Even if we don't expect them, even if we don't like them at the time, you have to look at it as a gift. Thank you, Debate Commission, for trying to screw Donald Trump, and it backfired spectacularly because Biden was not all there in the second half of the debate. Let's keep going. Okay, so this one, oh my God, guys, if Trump's campaign is not making commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial, basically showing Joe Biden in this debate saying, I've never opposed fracking, and then doing a side-by-side with all of the different instances where Biden has absolutely opposed fracking and absolutely said he's going to ban fracking. Trump made a really savage move at a rally the other day where he said, I'm going to put on a play for everyone. We've got a little Broadway play, and they had this huge monitor set up, and midway through the rally, and I believe this was like in Erie, Pennsylvania, they played a montage of Biden saying that he was going to ban fracking. They already had this set up. So Biden says, I've never opposed fracking. Put the video on your website, Trump. Put the video on your website. And Trump was like, okay, fine, Joe, and tweeted it out this morning. I literally shouted in my living room when Joe Biden said this. I was like, what is he even talking about? This is crazy town. Like that, thank you, Joe Biden, for this gift that you just handed the Trump campaign, where now they're going to put commercials all over Pennsylvania for the last week of the campaign with you saying, I never said I would oppose fracking, and then contrasting with you saying you were going to ban fracking. It was a gift. It was a gift. It was a beautiful, beautiful gift wrapped up with a nice big bow. But that wasn't the only gift that Biden gave Trump. And I sent out this tweet. I said, Trump is like, thank you for this gift, Joe. You know when I sent this out is when Biden admitted that he was going to end the oil industry. I'm sorry, what? And Trump was even surprised about this. He was like, "Are you saying you're gonna end oil?" And Biden's like, "Yes, we're gonna transition away from oil." And even Kristen Welker was like, "What? Why would you do that, Biden?" And you can even tell from Trump. Trump was like, "Okay, you heard what he said. He's gonna end the oil industry. He's gonna end the oil industry." Biden lost. Biden lost the election right there. He didn't just lose the debate. He lost the debate in spectacular fashion, but he just lost the election right there. I mean, come on, man. Pennsylvania is not going to vote for Joe Biden. I have been so nervous about Pennsylvania. Oh my God. It's done. It's over. Trump is the king, and Joe Biden did it to himself. And it is glorious. The implosion that has happened is absolutely spectacular. Oh my gosh, what a time to be alive. So here is my final analysis of kind of the whole thing. I said, Trump dominated that debate. He looked like a leader. Biden laughing throughout it was the laugh of a child who's been caught in a lie, and he knows it. And you notice I didn't even address the whole Hunter Biden scandal that happened right before this, where apparently now there's evidence that Joe Biden clearly knew what was going on, because I don't even think you need to. I don't even think you need to. Honestly, that's all going to play out, and the media is going to largely ignore it, and the people who are in the know are going to know and think Biden is even more corrupt than he already is. I don't even think it matters. I think if you just look at Joe Biden blatantly lying about opposing fracking and the commercials that the Trump campaign is going to make out of that, I think if you look at Joe Biden blatantly saying that he's going to end the oil industry, like really specifically, and I think if you look at the fact that Trump just looked more like a leader in that debate, and Biden, especially in the back half of the debate, wasn't even making any sense, then Trump won. Trump won, hands down. And the laughing, oh my God, I don't, like, when Biden kept putting his head down and be like, ha 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 ha, like, I don't know, do they think that that's cute? Do they think that that endears people to them? I mean, I can totally get it. I can totally get it being good for people who already support Biden and who are never going to vote for anyone but Biden. But do you think that that endears independent voters to you? I sure as heck don't. It looks petty. It looks small. It looks childish. We're voting for president of the United States here, man. You got to grow up. And you know how I know Trump won this debate? Because the left absolutely knows they lost. The left absolutely knows they lost. They were losing their minds last night. And no, Twitter's not real life. I know, Twitter's not real life. But they were exceptionally salty last night. And it wasn't even just on Twitter, guys. It wasn't even just on Twitter. I always like to watch MSNBC and CNN after one of these things happens, just because, I don't know, memories. But I turned on MSNBC immediately after the debate. Dude, they didn't even talk about Joe Biden for like a good 20-25 minutes. They spent the first half of, I don't know if it was half, but the first portion of their debate analysis talking about how Kristen Welker won the debate and Trump owes this woman of color a dramatic apology. Listen, man, and again, I have to give it to Kristen Welker. I think that a lot of us underestimated her ability to actually remain relatively impartial in this debate. She did a good job, but to have that be the thing that you're focusing on coming out of the debate. So topic number one was Kristen Welker and how amazing she was, this amazing woman of color, and oh, the evil Trump needs to apologize. That was topic number one on MSNBC. Topic number two was Orange Man bad, Trump is evil, Trump is wrong, everything Trump does is bad, the world is burning down. I watched MSNBC for a good 20-25 minutes. They didn't even talk about Joe Biden. Didn't even talk about him at all. So eventually I got kind of bored and I flipped over to CNN. And guess what? CNN was in the middle of an entire segment about just how racist is Donald Trump. Is he a little racist or is he a lot racist? This is how you know that Trump won the debate, because this is what they're focusing on. Listen, Joshua on our Tuesday night shows at 9:30 on Nothing, it's called Nothing Remotely Controversial. I have my coach on and we talk about like news and politics and other stuff, and it's fun. But Joshua always says to me, he always says, like, the person who wins is the one that gets the most attention. And it's not even about good attention or bad attention. It's just attention. All attention that's all that matters, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. Who got all the attention after the debate last night? It was Donald Trump. Who got all the attention after the first debate? It was Donald Trump. Who got all the attention after the dueling town halls? Well, besides the lady who was nodding behind Trump, it was Donald Trump. Donald Trump won all three of these encounters. He really did, because at the end of the day, that is who everyone was focused on. This was the mistake that the media made in 2016, is they focused all their attention on how bad Donald Trump was without realizing that in focusing their attention in that way, they're still giving Trump publicity. They're still promoting Trump. If all the energy is focused on Trump, whether it be good or bad, that means no energy is focused on Joe Biden, and the voters are not stupid. No one is voting for Joe Biden, guys. No one is voting for Joe Biden. The only people who are voting for Joe Biden are the people who are voting against Donald Trump. That's it. Now, is that enough to win an election? I just don't think it is. I think people want to vote for something, and I think that every poll I've seen in regards to the enthusiasm gap tells me that people are really excited to vote for Donald Trump, but very few people are really excited to vote for Joe Biden. So what is that going to mean in terms of the people that actually turn out and vote? So one final thought on this one. I obviously had a lot of leftists in my feed last night, and this is one of the ones I just want to highlight. And just to kind of wrap this up, this person tweeted, Biden won the debate because the right is nervous and has no substance to their tweets. Trumpers are nervous and won't know who to attack when this is over. No, wrong. I'm not nervous at all anymore. I'm really not. Now we just need to get through November 3rd. We just need to get everyone through November 3rd in one piece, and we're going to have 4 more years of Donald Trump. Yeah, I really believe it. I do. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel. I just hit 100,000 subscribers last night. I'm super psyched about it. And to celebrate that, if you were around today on Friday, October 23rd, then I am going to be doing a happy hour live stream at around 4:30 p.m. Eastern time to celebrate and also to tell you a very scandalous story about how I got fired from a public radio station. As just it was something I was using to entice people to subscribe the last couple days so I could hit that milestone. So now I actually have to pony up and tell the story. I hope you'll be able to join me for that live stream at 4:30. I'll also be taking obviously your questions, and I will answer every single super chat. Today is a celebratory day. Today is a good day. And if you happen to watch this video after the live stream, well, it'll be on the channel and you can check it out. That's all I've got for right now. I'll see you soon.